You stood here yesterday and expressed confidence that you were going to pass
Sure did.
that bill.
Speaker John Boehner licking his wounds after his Plan B proposal failed to pass the House last night. The ball is in the president's court, he said, and late Friday, the president responded.
In the next few days, I've asked leaders of Congress to work towards a package that prevents a tax hike on middle-class Americans, protects unemployment insurance for 2 million Americans, and lays the groundwork for further work on both growth and deficit reduction.
White House correspondent David Nakamura joins me now. I kind of read this as Obama's Plan B. How do you see it?
You might even call it Plan C if we're just like tallying it all. But basically, the president wanted to come out, I think, today and say, look, I'm still open to a big deal. I'm still open to the so-called grand bargain where we bring down the deficit by $4 trillion over the next decade. But for now, with the fiscal cliff looming, by the end of the year, I want Congress to bear down and pass what we can, which is extending the tax cuts for middle-class Americans, which the president's been calling on all along, extend unemployment insurance, and then do the other, maybe more difficult stuff next year.
Is this something that you think can get passed so quickly?
It's hard to sort of say this in the way this thing has gone down, but I think there's lots of pressure on Republicans now to come up with something to sort of save face from what's happened in the last few days, and also pressure from the business community, which obviously has strong Republican support, to say we need a deal, we need assurances for the market. So I think the president's sort of has the upper hand right now and is trying to sort of nail down what he can.
This seems to kick the can down the road, and it also seems to keep this piece of Republican leverage that I think I forgot about until the last 15 minutes, that we're going to have to redo the debt ceiling in February, and maybe that is something they can bludgeon Obama with then.
That is a problem. The White House had wanted to sort of include the debt ceiling in this, get sort of leeway on that for the next few years, if not farther. The Republicans have been loath to do that. But remember, the White House also has leverage. If taxes go up on all Americans at the end of the year, which the White House doesn't want to happen, but if the Republicans can't agree to that, that could happen. It gives the president more leverage to come back next year and demand tax cuts for the middle class.
Yeah, the president tried to say this isn't a Republican or a Democrat thing. We need to, forget about the short-term interest of the parties. But let's be honest, it's Washington, D.C. Is the way this playing out in either camp's benefit?
Well, I think right now it's the Democrats are looking better. This happened a year ago with the payroll tax cuts when the Republicans, I think, thought they had too much leverage, and ultimately it boomeranged back. The problem for John Boehner is that he's having trouble controlling his House. He didn't get Plan B passed, and the Senate now, all eyes are on the Senate, where not just Harry Reid but Mitch McConnell, Republican, may look to do some sort of deal with Harry Reid that could put pressure back on the House to sort of do something, and that's where I think Speaker Boehner is really going to have to sort of think about over the next few days and consult with his caucus and find a way to sort of leverage that.
The president also said we get to all go drink eggnog. I'm looking forward to that, and we'll see you after Christmas.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, David.
Appreciate it.